Oh, we love this style. Well, yeah, of course you do. You live in a completely different reality from the rest of us. When I saw it, I was all like, I'm sorry, what? And I know I'm gonna probably piss some people off. Hi, welcome to my channel. Whew, it's hot today. It is hot. So if you see me and I'm looking really glowy, it's because it is blazing hot in my house right now. I'm a personal stylist and my passion in life is to help plus size women look and feel their most beautiful, elegant, wonderful selves. I feel that everyone deserves to look and feel beautiful both inside and out. A part of my job as a personal stylist, of course, is to keep my ear to the ground for the different seasonal trends. My goal in doing that is to help you to navigate the trends and understand which are the trends that are going to look really beautiful on you and which are the trends that maybe you should think about avoiding. And that's what today's video is about. We're going to talk about the 5 trends that I think that plus size women should avoid, and in some cases, any woman should avoid. So let's dive in. The very first trend I wanted to talk about is one that really had me scratching my head. When I saw it, I was all like, I'm sorry, what? Huh? Why do you think that this is okay for everyday life? I mean, I was just like, I was beside myself. I had no idea what to think about this one other than who in the world would be able to truly pull this off? The no pants trend is essentially like wearing a bodysuit or a bottom that is just like a panty and tights or whatever and a blazer, and you know, it's like dressing but you forgot to put your pants on. And I just don't understand this trend. It's like, how is this going to incorporate into everyday life for the everyday woman? Now, granted, the top level runway models are all like, oh, we love this style. Well, yeah, of course you do. You live in a completely different reality from the rest of us. The rest of the world, we need to put pants on. And so this particular trend is like the top for me as, well, no, actually, they're all at the same level in my opinion, of trends that just why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. The real woman can never wear this or would never wear this. Why on earth would you wear that? You know, it's like putting on your swimsuit and then adding a blazer and calling that your work outfit. I just don't get it. So if you want to participate or you want to play around with this no pants thing and show off more leg, then what I would say is maybe wear a pair of shorts instead, a beautiful tailored pair of shorts. And wear that with your blazer. Just make sure that you can see a little bit of the short peeking out from underneath the blazer, because then it just looks like you're not wearing any pants. But it's a way of playing around with this trend of participating with showing more leg, because I think that's at the root of the trend, is that it's about showing the leg. Wear a short and a tight. It doesn't have to be an opaque tight. It could be a sheer tight, whatever kind of tight you want to wear with it, in the color of the bottom, and then a pair of shoes that matches that. I think that that is a nice way of working around this if you really like this trend, or you really would like to try and mimic the trend without going all in on the no pants trend, because that's just ridiculous to me. Anyway, shorts will work fine. The next 3 looks that I'm going to talk about are interrelated, and I'm taking it from the least terrible to the one that I think is just like an absolute no. Lingerie has been popping up on the runways for the last 3 or 4 years, and I think this time around, though, it is finally catching with the retailers. You are seeing a lot of lingerie-like pieces out there, and what I mean by lingerie-like is things that have like see-through lace, or that are like, you know, they look like a baby doll, you know, like lingerie baby doll, or they are a corset. I think that most of us, even in a dressier occasion, would have a tough time pulling this look off, only because it's my thinking, and maybe it's only because this doesn't align with my own personal style. I'm more of a classic tailored feminine kind of gal, and so when I see lingerie and I think about how to style lingerie as outer, you know, as something that you're wearing normally, to me, it just doesn't feel like that's what the classy woman wears. You know, it just feels a little bit too overtly sexual. And I just don't think that it's a good look for a lot of us. Now, there is one style type I think that can feasibly pull this off, and that is the edgy gal. If you're edgy, if you are like a rock and roll, a rocker chick or something like that, then yeah, I can kind of see this working. You could wear a corset underneath a blazer or a moto jacket and denim, and you can have a really cool kind of like leather and lace kind of vibe going on. But outside of that, I just don't know that it is a wearable trend for a lot of us. I think that if you do want to do this trend, the way to do it in a way that's a little bit more subtle is to wear something that is a stretch lace or lacy, because I mean, I've had my fair share of stretch lace dresses and stretch lace tops, and I really love them because they add a really beautiful elegance to your look. However, they had a liner, so there's nothing showing through, and they didn't look like lingerie. It actually looked like a top that was made of lace or a dress that was made of lace. So that's a way that you can work it to where it's not completely sheer, and you can have that lingerie type fabric, but in a traditional silhouette or garment type. That's one way of working around it. If you do like that lingerie look, but you don't want to look like you're wearing lingerie. It goes hand in hand a little bit with the lingerie trend, except you are seeing things that are completely sheer. There's not even any kind of floral anything to hide or to, cover things. This is just a sheer mesh garment that you wear with a pair of underwear and a bra, or if it's a top, just your bra or whatever. I just don't think that that's very classy for anyone. It's just pushing the boundaries a little bit too much. I think it's exposing too much. I don't think that you have to expose like that in order to put off an air of sexy or beautiful. The way that it was styled with bra and panties underneath, and that was it. I just don't think that any of us living in normal reality can or would want to pull that off. One of the things that I think would really actually work nicely is if you want to wear the sheer dress head to toe, wear a shaper slip or something underneath it, so that way you've got some coverage on, and you're not in your bra and panties. You're actually wearing a slip underneath it, and you've got coverage, but you're still wearing something sheer on top, and so you're participating in the trend and to some level. I think that actually is quite pretty. I think that works very well. So I would go that route versus just wearing a bra and a pair of underwear with a sheer dress on top, or a sheer skirt, sheer top, whatever the case may be. Just wear some coverage underneath it if you want to participate in this trend. The worst of the three is one that has been floating around a little bit, and it's called Free the Nipple. And it is not necessarily just sheer clothing. It just means, go braless. And if you're wearing something clingy and your nipple is showing, so be it, because you're freeing the nipple. I don't think that that's very classy in my opinion. And I know I'm going to probably piss some people off. And if I do, what can I say? It's just my opinion. But I think that going and showing off your nipple like that, I just don't think that we want to see that. Maybe men do, but women certainly don't want to. I mean, it's like, why do I want to look at some other woman's nipples? It's just a crazy one to me. Another one that has me shaking my head, wondering what the hell. But I know that there are probably a lot of women out there that are going to embrace this because, why not? But for me personally, I don't think I could do it. I don't mind wearing a soft cut bra where, I might be pointing directions, but I'm not going to purposely wear this kind of thing, to show off my nipples. I'm just not about that. And then if you go sheer, especially, and you're completely showing nippies, it's just like, no, how is this okay? I don't even like seeing men with their shirts off or in sheer shirts. I don't want to look at their nipples either. The nipple is to be covered, in my opinion. So how do you work around this? You do the exact opposite, and you don't do it. You wear shirts and a bra, and at least wear nipple covers to keep your girls in check. I know that I would have to wear those because, I tend to point South by Southwest sometimes because, I'm older, and that's just the direction that my boobies like to go. I don't know. But anyway, it's just a no. Just a no. Just a no. All right, the last trend that I have, and I was just like, ooh, man, this is crazy. This is throwing me way back to the 80s and not in a good way. And that is wearing bright tights. Tights in any and every color, especially red, since red is a trending color for the fall. I'm just not crazy about bright tights. My stance on tights is that if they're bright, like white, yellow, turquoise, and you have thicker legs, they're just going to make your legs look thick. They really are. They're just going to make your legs look thicker. In the 80s, we did it all the time. And I look back and I'm all like, oh, what were we thinking? What were we thinking? That's just not good. Not good. So I would say that bright tights are not the best for a plus size woman. If you've got really thin legs, maybe you could pull it off. But for those ladies who have thicker legs, it's just going to really give the illusion of the legs being even thicker. Now, what I would say, if you want to wear tights, which I'm not averse to that. I actually quite like wearing tights, is to keep your tights to a darker color. And stick with, navies, blacks, browns, even grays. I think gray might be pushing it slightly, but I think you could still do like a dark gray and that would be okay. The best way to wear this trend and to help you to look elongated and slimmer is to match your shoes to your tights. So you don't want to be wearing like black tights and a nude shoe. You want to create that long line to give the illusion of slimness as well as height. Now, if you want to do the bright tights, if that's just something that's calling to you and really truly resonates with you and your personal style, then again, I would urge you to wear a shoe that is the same color as your tight, so that way you can still try and give off the illusion of slender and tall. Because if you're wearing a tight with a different color shoe, it's just going to cut you off, especially if you're a petite, and especially if you have thicker legs, it's just going to make things worse. So make sure that you're trying to match up your shoes with your tights, whether you go bright or dark. Always, always, always match your shoes to your tights. I know I said that last one was the last trend, but actually I forgot about one that I saw and I was just like, ugh. And that is the wader or really scrunchy mid-thigh high boots. I'm not talking about over the knee. I'm talking about mid-thigh and scrunchy. This has a lot of issues for even a tall, thin model because it's going to make her legs look thicker, shorter, chunkier. It just, nah. And for a plus size or a plus size short woman, even worse. Not to mention, good luck trying to find a boot that will fit your thigh, because those of us ladies that are plus size like me, I could barely even find a knee-high boot that fits my wide calves, much less something that's going to fit me on mid-thigh. So good luck with that. But if you can find it, or if you've got, slimmer thighs and you do want to do this trend, I would say no, because you're just going to look short and squat and thick. And those are all things that we want to avoid as plus size women, especially as plus size short women. So those are, in my opinion, no. Now, if you want to participate in the trend, what you can do is get yourself a slouchy knee-high boot. That's one way of doing it. I think that those are okay. Not my personal favorite, because no matter where the boot hits, if it's slouchy, it's going to make that part of the body look thicker. And I've already got really thick legs, and I know that probably a lot of you also have thick legs. So that's probably something that you still want to try and avoid, because it's just not going to be a good look. The other thing is to go with something that's a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more classic, and that is a sock boot. They come in and out of the spotlight, but I think that this is a perfect opportunity to incorporate something like that, something that will, it's a boot and it's very classic and it looks very streamlined and it's beautiful, and it's something that does help to elongate the leg. I'm not going to lie, that is a reach, but it is something that I personally would do instead of trying to pull off a slouchy boot. I have some pretty strong opinions there, but these 5-6 trends are just ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. I just have to say it. They just are. I just don't understand. I don't understand. But Anyway, I'm going to stop venting on that. I'm going to leave you with the fall 2023-24 trends that I feel are absolutely wearable for plus size women. So make sure to check that video out. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you in that video. Bye.